Welcome tankers, this is McLogo and I'm back with a brand new tank. I mean brand new for me, the Sharpshooter. And this is a T95 hull, a Chieftain Mark 6 turret and an E50 gun put into one. I'm normally not a fan of mercenary tanks at all, but the medium tanks like the Chisel or the Sharpshooter I do like, kind of. And even so, they're both very strong. I think they're the tanks that actually do not break the meta currently, like other tanks do in the game, like kind of crazy spaced armor or so. This is just a small preview. These are I wanted to show you my first rounds, but actually this is the second and third round because I got bombed out of the tank in the first game by a Batchat RT. Basically tracked me and hit me another time and I burned out. So what is this tank actually made of, or how does it play, how does it handle? The hull isn't that good. It's actually quite slow, but it's okay because it makes the tank low, the profile of the tank low. The turret is an excellent turret, especially for a medium. Almost too good, to be honest. But it's kind of balanced. The turret is slow. It's only turned with 30 degrees. Holland turret. And the gun is very accurate with 0.3. It's the E50 gun, unnerved. It's actually better than the current E50 gun. It has a slightly higher DPM of 2200. Basically, an aim time of 2.7 seconds. The pen is 220 on the standard AP and 270 on the APCR shell. 220 is a little bit low, but that's just this gun. I think for a tier 9, they're worse tier 9s. It works, but you kind of have to load premium rounds sometimes. Certain shots just to be sure to pen it. I mean 270 on the other hand is very good for this gun. Not the crazy heat round, but it's okay for a APCR on a tier 9 gun. It's nice. And the turret with 10 degrees of gun depression is very nice, especially for, let's say, for a medium tank. It has to be the best medium tank turret. I mean, the gun is kind of the thing on this tank, as it's really accurate and you can hit shots. With the 0.3 accuracy, really makes it a really nice gun, nice tank to play on ridge lines. You can use the gun depression, peek, and shoot. As the DPM is not very high, some tier 9s can have similar high DPM, tier 8 sorry, can have similar high DPM, but this balances out. It would be too strong if we would have a higher DPM, especially with this turret. And you kind of just have to play with the turret and hide the hull, as the hull is basically a tier 8, the same as the E2 and the E6. But it can also be kind of trollish if they hit the front plate. There are some weird bounces. So the first game is actually a tier 9 lobby where it is clearly top tier and it can play at this strength. To be honest, the tank is not that mobile, as it's I think 45 or 46 tons, which makes it a little bit sluggish. It only goes 48 kilometers per hour and reverse 18 kilometers per hour, which is fine. I mean, as I said, it would be OP. It's kind of taking into account the huge turret that would have should be very heavy, so it has to be a little bit slower than other tanks. And as you can see here, it's quite a flat profile, so you can actually really play nicely in hull down situations. Doesn't need that huge of hull down. Bounce on the backside of a Patriot. I still forgot to actually switch to normal rounds, left the APCR as I had from the previous encounter with the T30. I tried to pen his turret, and I just forgot to switch back. Otherwise, so far I had these the 3 games, and I'm actually very happy with the tank. It's a fun tank. It is strong, to be honest. As a lot of mercenary tanks. Also, this tank is pretty much top of the line in its class. And here you can see you can really play neatly in these kind of situations where you just always manage to show your gun and drop down again into a hold down situation. Even so, I get penned by artillery and then shot also by this guy. We can put in shots with this tank. If you don't hide the hull, as I said, it's you can easily be actually eliminated from the game. It has 1,700 hit points, which is really good, which is a lot for a good amount for a tier 9. But as I said, without a high DPM, you kind of have to hide it and get out to shoot as soon as you reload it. And one thing that you can also see here, maybe not with this shot, but before, I've got a broken gun, but with 0.3 accuracy, broken gun isn't that much of an issue. You can still hit the shots easily if you aim in, as the accuracy is still enough high. And this is only a 2-skill crew that I've got on this tank. That's one of the nice features of the tank, actually, because the gun is that accurate. As you can see here, no issue to hit the shot. So the first game is I've been talked here clearly. It's kind of easy in this tank, or you can really bully other tanks, and normal tanks kind of pen your turret, or they can hit your cupola if you don't be careful, but if you move it around, then that's not that easy. If you play versus tier 9s and tier 10s, tanks with heat, they can pen the turret on spots. I guess some of you may know the weak spots above the gun. The turret isn't impenetrable, as some thought it would be, or something the chieftain turret is. The new chieftain is basically almost impenetrable. It's only a few weak spots or small weak spots, but the old chieftain turret isn't that great. But I mean, for a medium, it's really super strong. And if you move, then it won't be that easy to hit the turret anyway. But as I said, just don't stand still in front of tanks that with high calibers, with strong guns, TDs, or anything that can punch you with heat or anything, or hit the weak spots. So you kind of just peek, shoot, and get back into cover until you reload it again and get out to shoot. This is the end of the game. I've racked up a little bit of damage. It's an okay game, but just actually the first game I had. And I make a mistake. I push into this light tank and the Diamondback, which I'm trying to get a shot on, and I thought he was facing the other way, but he is already facing this way, which is bad. And now the HWK also comes in, and I kind of get into cover quick enough so the TD shots me down. But it was an okay game, 4k damage so far, and the team should actually pull this win off. So, one thing that I want to point out also is the grind for this tank. If you get the Sharpshooter contract, Wargaming has made a lot of the grinds easier for these tanks, for the mercenary tanks, so it's easier to get the chisel, or it's easier to get the machine. I got the chisel in the first instance where you could get it, but with this tank, with the tier 9s, I'm not sure if it's the same with the hard case, but the Sharpshooter contract has not been adjusted, or not been adjusted in the way that you need less HP and less XP. You have a limited amount of time, and you have to basically do almost the same amount of XP for it. It's harder to get this contract done compared to a chisel or to a machine where you have enough time to grind it out. Yeah. So let's jump into this result screen, and then we'll quickly go into a second game where we play as in a tier 10 game. I just want to say low tier, but yeah, I mean a tier 9 is okay in a tier 10 game. And we're on what was this map now? I don't know, doesn't matter. Thing is, I know that on the other side there's 3 guys in a platoon. One of them is an Immortals guy, so I know they're really good, so they will hold the other side. That's why I'm going to this side. I just think I can play this ridge line, and there's a derp Sheridan rushing, trying to kill this leopard, which is a huge mistake. Pushing into the whole all tanks that are coming up. And there's the next tank, which is also pushing up. And this was a dirty auto-aim. I should have actually aimed it, but it was lucky that the gun pointed down and it went into the hull. This time I'm making a mistake. The gun is not pointed to its hull, and that's the difference between the KPZ and the Sharpshooter. The KPZ has a better upper hull than the Sharpshooter. Even so, the Sharpshooter has a better gun. Let's say we have a 390 alpha gun, and the turret is kind of slightly better, I would say. But the tanks are kind of comparable, I feel. Both are very nice hull down, but the Sharpshooter has a better gun depression, while the gun of the KPZ 50 has heat and has a higher pen of heat. But also very accurate. That's why I say they're similar. They're also both a little bit sluggish. The KPZ is a little bit faster on the top end. Here we're punching through this Jagd Tiger, which is pulling away, unfortunately, and I aimed the shot badly. But we were able to put some initial damage in and just only get one shot one time. Now I'm dashing over to this side. I know that I will take a shot, maybe 1 or 2, but I've already thinking about pulling their rep kit if they will track me. And I'm lucky, just 1 shot pens. The other one just damaged the tracks, and I'm trying to go for this 50 for this the autoloader French heavy. Medium now, 5120, and because I know I can pen him easily, and I've still preloaded the 270 APCR, as I could go through this guy, but the other guy that is hull down I won't, and it's a tier 10 game, so I'm not fine with 220 pen, as I want to go through and I want to make these shot counts. Yeah, this possession I will get shot, but here I can punish this guy, hit the cupolas, and it's an okay trade. Even so, he has more HP. I've got 390 alpha, and the 907 only has 320 alpha. I cannot outshoot him like that because my HP is already much lower. But yeah, that trade and that I had to hit that shot. I had to hit that shot to get even because he hit me. That's why I actually stayed out and made that shot. And here we get another hit into the 5120. I see that their team is slowly falling apart, so it's just a matter of time until the tanks will get shots onto this 907 from behind, and I'm just waiting a little bit, I guess, to wait until he's turning around, until he gets shot. I'm just peeking to check if he's still there, and he's just waiting. So kind of have to be a little. This was very badly aimed. Should have gone for the cupolas, would have been a pen. With this gun, absolutely doable. But now I'm not peeking anymore because I'm 380. That's fairly low. But we'll get our shots now. Now he's been attacked. I thought he was pull out first, but he's not. And now we're going in to get a shot into this guy. And the leopard also. So. And also thought he will shoot me. He also tries to shoot me. but doesn't hit me. So we'll take him off the board. This tank can really easily play in tier 10 games, so, you know, with the turret and everything. It's really strong, so I like it so far. Did enjoy it, and I hope you enjoyed the video also. And thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and stay safe. Thank you. Bye bye.